Would you please be seated? I'd like to invite Joe Wright. He's about to be seated. No, Joe, you don't get to sit. So, as I mentioned at the start, this is Mission Month, where we explore our mission partners and some of the great work that they're doing. And Mr. Joe Wright, who's been a member of this parish for 20-odd years, something like that, and principal at Fraser Anglican College for the last 5 and a bit. He's here to share with us some of the great work that happens at the college and how we've supported the college over the last number of years and how we can continue to grow that relationship. So thank you, Joe, for being here. Joe attends the 7 o'clock service every week, spoke at the 7 and has come back to speak at the 9.
Thanks. It's a privilege to speak with you today. And as Greg said, I'm well known at the 7 a.m. service, maybe not so well known to everyone here, but I'm pleased to be here to talk about my favourite topic, Fraser Coast Anglican College. And we talk about mission and vision. If you have a look at the St. John's mission statement and our vision statement, it's essentially the same, slightly different words. We're of the same mind, and I guess we shouldn't be surprised by that. And I guess what we're talking about today is how we project that mission and how there's the overlap and how we support each other to do that. So the school's mission is to, and it's a very Anglican school mission, we want to educate students. It's a gift. We know the power of education. It lifts people up. But we don't want our students just to use that gift of education to better themselves. Our focus is use that education to also better your community. And we start doing that from a very young age at the college. So I've just split our work into pre-COVID and post-COVID. It was a lot more interesting pre-COVID. We did a lot more things actually out in the community. So we were quite involved with St. John's. We'd have students at the op shop helping out. Maybe didn't need extra help at the op shop, but it's also important for our students to be at places like that and understand that they exist, why they exist, and that people come in, work in these places, they volunteer their time, and that, oh, this is something that I could do too, maybe now, maybe when I'm older. So it's familiarising them with other people's mission. They've been up and cleaned the church different times, they've been in the gardens, we help out with some of the fundraising at the church, Operation Christmas Child, one thing that comes to mind, and they even do things like the baking for Mainly Music and Messy Church from time to time. We also had one joint mission to Koropita. Actually, I think we might have done it twice, where we had students and parishioners working alongside each other, building houses in Fiji. And how powerful is that for those students that went on that trip to see how different I get the special mic. Oh, it's back now. You just need to stand close to it. I'll give it a go.
You'll be familiar.
Oh, no, not really. Is that it?
There you go.
Okay.
Shows my love for Joe that I'm sharing the microphone.
How's that? Where was I? Koropita. Yeah. So, yeah, powerful. And those students have long left the college, but that experience will stay with them a lifetime. Very valuable. We have a great relationship, or have had in the past, with Karami, from painting murals to just going up and spending time with the residents. Our music groups will go up there and play for the residents. You can imagine how well received that is. Community Lifestyles Agency is a local organisation for teens with disabilities. Our teens love to be around other teens. They're all out there doing something together at the moment. They don't want to be in here with us. So teens with disabilities don't often get to mix with other teens. So to have these teens come in, spend time with them, play games with them, just chat with them, it was really powerful. And it's powerful for our students to understand, you know, not everyone has the same, being blessed with the same gifts that they have and how they can make a difference in those people's lives. Obviously we get involved in a lot of fundraising activities and we have a strong environmental focus too. So you've been out to college, you know it's in the bushland. So our students have been out in the community with a range of different projects. Yesterday we had Christian meditation up at the college. Anyone go? A few. Was it good? Yeah. So and it's a beautiful campus, and we love to. We're happy for the parish to use our facilities when they need to. Mothers Union people, are you here? Once a year we invite you guys in and put on a special morning tea the students put together. They perform as well. It's just a way to bring parish and school together. Post-COVID, or during the COVID period, we had to really pull back a lot, obviously, and we focused more on fundraising activities. Each of our houses has a term where they organise an event or someone they're going to fundraise for. The photo up there is of the colour run. I know the Archbishop's, sometimes we're guided by what comes from the Archbishop, but sometimes the students select a different charity as well. But we're planning to re-engage with service work in the community. With COVID gone, our biggest factor now is just transport. It's hard to get students out there. Everyone still hear me okay over that beautiful rain? Oh, as long as you can hear me. But our number one goal and mission at the school is education. I said before. And when I talk about education, yeah, the school's known for getting really outstanding academic results. That's not, we're up for that. We like that, we're proud of that, we push our students. But that's not who we are, that's not our main goal. We want each student to do the best they can. You don't need to get a high ATAR to be successful. You don't need to get a high NAPLAN scores to make a difference in the community. Like I said before, our mission with education is to get students this gift of education, let them use it as they're older in the community to make everyone's lives better. St John's has been a great partner in our mission ever since I've known the school. Recently our Year 7s were up here as part of our religious values education program, having a look at the church. I know some of the parishioners were part of that excursion. Some of them have been in a church before. They come in, it's all explained to them what the different parts of the church mean. And who knows, one day they may find themselves in a church and it's a little less unfamiliar to them. They've been in this place before, they're more open to coming into it again. We get support from St John's for discretionary use for the principal for families. So we've had over $40,000 in the last 5 years given to the college to support families, and it's probably double that at least since the 2000s. And that's supported 31 students at different phases of their education. The biggest barrier to coming to a school like FCAC is the fees, it's the money. It's the one way we're not inclusive. And we have currently running our scholarship program for anyone who's interested. If you might know someone, we have scholarships for families on low incomes. And St John's has helped some families through very difficult parts of their lives. I'm not sure you can read all that, but basically the gist of it is families that would not normally have the opportunity to access an FCAC Anglican education have been given that opportunity. thanks to this parish. This is a really recent example. Last year, most of you probably know, we lost a student, a popular student, year 12, just finished formal, just about to finish his exams and graduate, had apprenticeship lined up, had everything going for him, was ready to launch into life, and we tragically lost Brody. And in supporting that family, obviously the school did a part, but the parish did an amazing part, had an amazing role to play as well. The family, not active in the parish, they have probably more of a Catholic background, but when I had the privilege of sitting with Father Greg as he talked to the family, there was no doubt. They said the Anglican community is our community. This is where we need to farewell him. It has to be here at St John's. They've never really been to St John's before, but through their interactions with the school, they've become quite familiar with it. And as a group, we all swung into action. It was probably the largest funeral ever held here. Students and people from across the whole community were here, overflowing into the hall. The parish did an amazing job. Everything ran so smoothly. The school helped organise the wake and part of the service. It was just run so beautifully. The key thing from that was that family just felt so supported by this Anglican community. And all the people that came to support them on that day could see how well supported they were by St John's and Fraser Anglican College. So I want to say thank you to this parish for taking care of one of our own in the lowest point of their lives. If you're interested in being part of our mission, I know there's plenty of mission to go around here at St John's, but we're always looking for volunteers, whether that be reading to students, working with students in small groups, being in the canteen or the library or the workshop. We might have a special skill or interest area. By all means, get in touch with Father Greg, myself, Mamor, Dee. Is Dee here? No. And we'll sort it out from there. But in the end, what we're doing together is, I think, the parish and the school, while you might not always see us, they might not always see you, we are walking together on this path, doing God's work on the same mission, sometimes supporting each other, sometimes doing our own thing, and it's beautiful work. And thank you for letting me talk to you today. Thanks, Father Greg.
So thank you, Joe, for sharing with us just a fraction of some of the great work that happens at the Anglican College. And it really is a privilege that we are afforded as the Church of St John's Anglican Church to have a really strong relationship with our school just down the road. Joe has to head off, so he won't be able to stay after the service, but Joe, please pass on our thanks to your executive and the staff and all who volunteer at Fraser Coast Anglican College. They do a tremendous, a wonderful job in spreading God's word. So thank you. Just to echo Joe's words about being volunteering at the Anglican College, I've said this before, we are looking at transformational mission. Transformational mission is not transactional, where we just write a check and say, there you go. And we do financially support the college where we can, but it's not just writing a check. It is about being present in that community and been present in their lives. And so a lot of people have, to some degree, have a mindset, well, our door's open, why don't we have school students and school families joining us? Well, we do. At different times through the year, at different services, we do have school families coming here. But the same question could be asked of us. How many of us step onto the school grounds, representing the church, bringing God's love to that community? And that's something I really want us to consider, is how can we be present at the school, getting to know the families, getting to know the students, so that they get to know us and they feel in their time of need, St. John's is the place to turn to. So consider how you might, if you are called, how you might volunteer at the school. There are plenty of opportunities, and having worked there for 5 years, it is an amazing group of people.